Welcome to Algebra, Section 7.3, Equations with Fractional Coefficients. We'll begin with our first example. We will be solving 4x divided by 8 minus x divided by 6 equals 1/12. The first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to eliminate subtraction first. So I'm going to change this to adding the opposite. So I have that completed. Then here, step 1, I'm going to find the LCD of all fractions. So when I look here, I have 8, 6, and 12. My LCD for all of those would be 24. Okay. When I look here, factoring all denominators completely and stating any restrictions, as I look at my problem, I see I only have numbers in the denominator. So those two steps I will not be addressing at this time. So we'll go on to step 2. We'll be multiplying both sides by the LCD. So I'll go 24 times 4x over 8 plus 24 times the opposite of x over 6, and then 1/12 times 24. So when I look at this, I'm multiplying 24 by every single fraction. And when I multiply with the first fraction, I see that the 24 divides by 8, I'm left with 3. 3 times 4 is 12, so I'm left with 12x. Second one, 24 divided by 6 is 4. 4 times the opposite of x is negative 4x. And then on the right-hand side, I have 1/12 of 24, which then cancels to 2. At this time, I've already moved on to step 3 by distributing, simplifying, and starting to solve. 12x plus 4x is 8x is equal to 2. I divide both sides by 8. X is equal to 1/4. And then for your process, you can check to make sure your solution makes sense, but we will not be doing that at this time. We'll move on to example number 2. Example number 2, as I'm looking at the denominators, I do note that I have variables, so I am going to be factoring for my first step. So I'll go 4. I'll take out a GCF of A, so I end up with A times the quantity A minus 4. Is equal to, and then I have 1 over 4 minus A. I note that's very similar to the A minus 4, so I'm going to factor out a negative 1. I'll put that in the numerator, and I'm left with A minus 4. So now that I've factored completely, I can find the LCD. The LCD is A times A minus 4. My restrictions, A cannot equal 0, and A cannot equal 4. So I have my LCD, and I also have my restrictions noted. Now I'll go ahead and multiply both sides by the LCD. So A times the quantity A minus 4. A times the quantity A minus 4. On the left-hand side, the A and the A minus 4 both cancels. So I'm left with 4 is equal to. Over here, the A minus 4 is canceled, leaving me with the opposite of A, or negative 1A. I need to solve for A, dividing both sides by negative 1. A is equal to negative 4 for my final answer. I go over here and check my restrictions and see that, excuse me, that it is not a restriction, so that is a viable solution. We can move on to example number 3. Looking at each one of the terms of this equation, I note that everything is factored, so I'm able to find the LCD right away. So my LCD here is 15. Again, I like to get rid of all subtractions right away, so I'm going to change that to adding a negative 1/5. And then I'm going to multiply through by my LCD of 15. So I have 2/3 times x minus 1 plus 15 times negative 1/5. Just one moment, let me fix that. I miswrote that. So negative 1/5 times the quantity x minus 2 is equal to 15 times x plus 2 divided by 3. Remember, I will be distributing. When I distribute, I cannot distribute across multiplication, so I am going to be just working with my first two factors. 15 times 2/3. The 3 and the 15 cancel, leaving me here with 5. So 5 times 2, which is 10 times the quantity, x minus 1, and I'll be able to distribute that shortly. Moving on to the next one, the 5 and the 15 cancel here, so I'm left with negative 3 times the quantity, x minus 2. And then on the right-hand side, the 3 and the 15 cancel again, leaving me 5 times the quantity, x plus 2. Now I'm ready to distribute, so I can eliminate all of my parentheses. So I end up with 10x minus 10 plus negative 3x plus 6, which is equal to 5x plus 10. Collecting like terms on the left-hand side, I have a 10x plus a negative 3x, leaving me with 7x. I then also have my like terms of negative 10 plus 6, and that leaves me with minus 4 is equal to 5x plus 10. Now, I want the x's together, so I'm going to move my 5x by subtracting 5x from both sides. That eliminates it from the right side, leaving me with 2x on the left. Minus 4 is equal to 10. I'll add 4 to both sides. And once I've completed that, I end up with 2x is equal to 14. Now solving for x, I will divide both sides by 2. X is equal to 7. That completes our lesson on section 7.3, equations with fractional coefficients.